Morning everyone, Paul Martin, CEO, Summer Land Camels. So some of the varying things we do on a camel farm, we grow a lot of feed for our camels, and I suppose as part of regenerative agriculture we really like to see, I suppose, our soil covered all year round as much as we can. Now we're sort of set up here for a bit of a cash crop this year but the, I suppose, exceptional wet weather we've experienced this season has sort of led to, and sort of cooler summer has led to us looking for other alternatives. So we've gone with a cover crop, basically looking at a mixed species crop here of legumes, millet. We've actually tried a bit of sun hemp this year. We've got a bit of cowpea. So all looking to basically legumes we're looking to add into the soil for a bit of nitrogen, but we really want to get a good ground cover. So our options with this crop are to graze it with the camels or turn it in. Turning it in is basically ploughing it back in and returning the green manure crop back into the soil and sort of really, I suppose, sparking up those microbes in the soil and giving some nice humus to the soil profile. So the option of grazing it will certainly, the manure will add a lot of fertiliser to it, so certainly giving those fungal bacteria something to live on. So there's certainly plenty of options there, but we'll see how the growth phase goes, and we'll go from there. People ask about mixed cropping. Basically it's you're aiming to get some different root depths into the soil. You're looking to, I suppose, stimulate the fungi, the microflora in the soil, and that all happens with, I suppose, plants that are drawing from a deeper part of your soil layers. So your millets will be living off the top few inches of soil moisture. Our cowpeas and lab and sun hemp will be certainly pushing down into those subsoil layers and bringing up valuable minerals for the available for the millet. So anyway, this has probably been in for about 10 days now. We'll come back in a couple of weeks' time and have a look at how it's recovered from this wet weather. Okay, back here 10 weeks later. This is the cover crop we planted down here just before all the big rain came. So a few of the things that we have, obviously sunflower, the yellow flowering one here is a sun hemp. We have some millet, and the vine here you see is the Dolichos lab. So that was a bit of the shotgun mix we put in. Basically the challenges we've had with this season, I suppose, has been with the extreme wet weather. We really wanted to put a crop over this ground. It was bare. And basically to hold up the I suppose, soil from erosion. Very interesting trying to get a shot down here in the paddock with the camels. We were going to take this through to bale it as a crop for the camels because they really love that biodiversity. But I suppose the extreme wet weather has sort of made the millet go. It's sort of a little bit too far gone now. So we've got them in here now grazing. Couple of interesting things you see here with a very sunflower sort of gone in as a taproot to really get down into the subsoil. It's done a very tough job trying to get down, and so it's actually nearly laid over. So this soil, when it gets inundated with water, gets really tight. So people ask what camels eat a lot. The main things with camels, the more variety you can get. Camels go out of their way to eat a lot of different things. Obviously having some trees in here would help as well because they love to browse, but having the breakup between the sun hemp and the Dolichos and the millet certainly gives them that variety in their gut, which helps because they've just got such a biodiversity of gut bacteria weather. But the camels are down here enjoying it, and they'll certainly have a good feed. And the aim here is to basically put them in here for the next 4 or 5 weeks, lay this over, and we might come back in with a winter cereal oat or barley crop for later in the year. At Summer Land Camels we have a real ethos around regenerative agriculture, and I suppose people wonder what does that mean with camels and all the rest of it. But really it's about protecting the landscape and adding value to the soil and sort of protecting it and stopping it running off in these extreme events that we have of late as well. So part of I suppose traditionally we would have fallowed this ground and then came in and planted a good cereal crop into winter. And I suppose it's leaving that soil exposed with no roots in it, nothing to hold it together, and I suppose you just end up being unlucky and you lose all your soil down the creek when it rains. So regenerative ag is about trying to, I suppose, limit your risk in that and put cover on the ground, planting these multi-species crops that really allows, I suppose, you to sort of be protected against freak events that now happen more regularly. So yeah, at Summer Land Camels, I suppose that's our really what we're focused on, is to try and do, I suppose, improve and leave the land better than we inherited it. And I suppose also, you know, when we're trying to produce products like we do with our milk, our skincare, our cheese, it really comes down to the health of an animal. And, you know, this animal really requires that biodiversity in its gut and its food. So, you know, we're about supplying that to this animal, and that, you know, that helps us win these gold medal awards and make these fantastic products. Hello, Wolf. How are you? Enter stage right. Camel.